You might have heard that live shopping is exploding. And I have to tell you, I have been on Whatnot for a couple of weeks now, and I see why it is. Now, Whatnot is my sponsor, and they are the reason I got on the platform and checked it out. I'm glad they did. They made it easy for me. I'm going to make it easy for you. I love it. Whatnot is where you get great products without paying full price. It's that simple. I'm hooked on their live shows, too. You got to see them. They're so much fun. And I see why Whatnot has climbed to the top of the App Store. And listen, if you're selling online, or maybe you have a storefront and you're hoping people will find your listing or maybe walk in your store, Whatnot flips that, because on Whatnot, you go live and you sell directly to people in real time. And I may admit, although you didn't hear from me, I may have picked up a couple of power tools or so in the past couple of days. I'm just saying. Whatnot, it's the largest dedicated live shopping platform with beauty, collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies, and anyone can sell. In fact, people who sell on Whatnot sell 10 times as much as any other major marketplace. That's because you're not just listing products, you're building real connections with buyers. So whether you're shopping or you're selling, download the Whatnot app today and get free shipping on your first order. Just search WHATNOT, Whatnot, in the App Store and start scoring amazing deals. So I was whining to my wife the other day, said, I need new glasses. And she said, well, get some. I couldn't tighten them anymore. They were scratched. You know the thing, right? But I didn't want to go through the process because you have to make the appointment. You have to spend weeks to get them done. And you got to pay a fortune, right? That's real. But I did. I spent $500 on frames and glasses, and that was cheap. And then I ordered a pair from my sponsor, Zenni Optical, for $70. Zenni is an online eyewear shop, prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, starting at under $30. You go to Zenni.com, you pick a frame, upload your prescription, and they ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And by the way, if you are saying, do I really need new glasses, or do I have to put up with one pair to do everything I need to do for the next 2 years? No, you can get what you want starting at under $30. And if you've never bought glasses online, don't worry about it. I haven't either. Zenni has a virtual try-on so you can see exactly how the frame looks before you commit to buying them, with no salesman looking at you saying, those look good, but these expensive ones would look better. No, you don't get that. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my Zenni glasses and tell you more about them. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now's the time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. That's ZENNI.com/podcast. Promo code podcast15. Happy Friday. Come on in here. Good to have it. Did you see that Artemis II rocket blast off yesterday? It is so cool. Living in Florida is so cool. You watch it on TV, you see it blast off, and then you walk out your front door, and just about the time it comes over the horizon, you go, wow, it's awesome.
I need a boost. I need a daily boost. I need a boost. I need a daily boost.
It is the Daily Boost from motivationtomove.com. Boost you in all kinds of ways, including rockets, I guess, right? It is so cool. If you don't live here, if you haven't experienced it, it really is crazy to see particularly a ship the size of the Artemis. It's just crazy how big it is. It's like Saturn V size, I think. But here's the cool part about it. This is the community part of it. In Florida, when they launch, we all watch it inside in the air conditioning. And they will walk out the front door, and all your neighbors are out there watching the ship go, and it's just a moment. Everybody is in the same moment, just pure awe, shock and awe when this thing happens. So if you ever get the chance, it just never gets old. If you're ever in Florida to see a rocket ship like that one take off, and there's going to be a few going, make sure you make some time to see it. Did I say who I was? I'm not sure if I did. It's me, Scott. Good to have you. Thanks for stopping by. I am sending Notes from Scott. Now, what's cool about Notes from Scott at notesfromscott.com, this is not a big sales email. It's actually just kind of content that's fun and interesting. It's based on the podcast or where I am that day. It's short. It's like 200 words. And what's neat about it is people don't unsubscribe. They're keeping it, which means it's good. I've done this a long time. I just get it. If you don't unsubscribe, I know you like what I'm sending. Notesfromscott.com. Go get it. If you like it, keep it. If not, unsubscribe. Not going to hurt my feelings, I promise. So I guess springtime, new birth time, everything is changing now, and I'm thinking about stuff, and I'm thinking about you a lot. And today I was thinking about where I started. Or I started this thing here today, and I've started a lot of things in my life, but this thing has gone on for a while. And I was thinking about the very first thing that I said when I started doing the very first podcast I did. And I wanted to give you that story today. I think it'll be very, very inspiring to you, particularly in a time that we're in right now with AI kind of beginning to shake things up a little bit. So that's kind of what I want to do today. But the very first thing I ever said was, it's all about moving. Do some now so you can do more later. It was a sign-off. It was a bit of a moment at the end of a podcast. It was a tagline, yes, but it was also philosophy. It was one of those things that was literally said what it is. And now that I'm 20 years older, I really realize what I was talking about. It's all about moving. Do some now, like I just worked out this morning. Bench 225, not bad. so you can do more later. It makes a lot of sense. But now we've morphed that into kind of doing that in everything that we do, and it became the Daily Boost. But something you didn't know about this. So say you're going to do start a side hustle or something else, right? You want to do that. Well, before I started my very first podcast episode, I bet you didn't know this. I sat down, I wrote 260 scripts. Not a few. Not a draft to see how I felt about it. Nope, 260. Why 260? One for every weekday of the year. And I wanted to do a daily show even back then, even though it was only 60 seconds long. It was written in full. 260 before I even recorded a single one. No mic, no audience, no platform, nothing. Just me, a blank page, and no AI. and really kind of a belief that I had something worth saying. But if you've ever done what I do for a living, one of the most intimidating aspects of doing it is that everybody else has done it before you and they've got all the content. And what are you going to do? You've ever felt that way? It's like maybe you do one, but Scott's he's got 5,000 episodes. I don't have one. How can I catch up? You feel that way? You don't have to catch up. That's where I was 20 years ago. That was 20 years ago. This show's still running, and every so often someone asks how I kept it going so long. That's pretty common. Now, I think now they just assume I'm just not going to go away. But every single format shift, every algorithmic change, every disruption that was supposed to take everything down and make a podcast or me obsolete. A boomer doing a podcast? Are you kidding me? Used to be cool. Now it's like, I'll tell them. I answered that hard question before anybody was watching. I practiced in private. I did my thing. So I remember the early scripts when I started. They were not polished. They were rough. A few I don't even want to listen to ever again. I hate to look at them. But they existed, right? That mattered more because they were there. I made it real. I took what was in my brain and literally transformed it into something real. Nothing more powerful than that. What I was doing, I didn't realize it, I don't think, but I was answering this question that stops almost everybody. Do I have enough to say? I feel like I want to have impact. I have a message I want to share with the world, but do I have enough to say? So by the time I walked into the studio, by the way, for me, for episode 1, I had already answered that question. The question, yes, I had plenty to say. I'd written 260 episodes already behind me. I burned through it at my desk. I proved it. There was no doubt whatsoever that I could do that. I could do anything. The show went to radio first and very quickly became a daily podcast. It was focused mostly on fitness, and then we evolved it to the Daily Boost as it is today. And it's changed a lot. And a lot of it didn't work out. A lot of it's been up and down along the way, but I'm still here and still thriving. A lot of preparation in private, right? But the public run's been pretty cool. So a couple things I've noticed along the way. A lot of people, maybe you, not saying it's you, it could be you. You might say you're waiting until you're ready. Waiting for a skill set to come along. Waiting for a feeling, a signal, some confirmation from the outside world that it's time. It's your time. Go do it. I will tell you this, that signal rarely comes. If it does come at all, it's because you've been thinking about it for a long time, and eventually you start to kind of hear it. Your reticular activating system kicks in. You begin to notice this again and again and again. You think, well, I guess the universe is talking to me. I should do it. You ever said that? Had somebody tell me that this morning. Same thing. Yeah? You're saying that too? Man, I've heard it 3 times in a row. I guess I got to do it. By the way, if you wait that long, somebody else has probably already moved and done what you had your idea to do. So what I keep coming back to is this, and what those 260 scripts taught me before I even knew what I was teaching, I had no idea, is that ready isn't a state of mind that you arrive at. It's a state you build toward. You just kind of accumulate it before anybody's looking. You just do it. You don't have to get ready to start. No fixing to get ready around here. You just start. And in starting, you discover who you were already, which is really remarkable. If you've ever done any writing, not AI writing, but actually a blank page writing, I still do that every single day. Just blank page and see what comes out of my head. If you've ever done that, the magical thing is this. You're usually stuck when you start, and then you get yourself going, and suddenly you get done. You go, how did all that come out of my head? Have you ever done that? It's like, are you serious? I didn't even know I was thinking about that. Man, that's magic of writing and podcasting and videos and everything else. Video's harder, though, I think. I think it's a barrier to entry. There's a little more difficult. The content's already inside you. Your experience, your observations, your way of seeing things. My Scott logic, it's just how I look at the world. Nobody else has your exact version of it, do they?
I see you.
Avatar: Fire and Ash is now streaming on Disney+. It's the film critics are calling the best Avatar yet.
Yeah! Go, 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 go!
A true epic and completely jaw-dropping.
This is the only pure thing in this world.
Return to Pandora on Disney+.
It will be an adventure for the whole family.
And watch the Oscar-winning phenomenon at home.
This is sick!
Avatar: Fire and Ash, now streaming on Disney+. Rated PG-13.
What's usually missing isn't material. It's just kind of your decision to start using it. And I can't tell you how many people, usually when somebody comes to me, because I kind of cross the line, I do a little bit of life coaching, philosophical work. I do a lot of business work, a lot of online work. People come to me, they're usually trying to make an impact on the world. And that's kind of where I step in. I help you grow a business, I help you figure yourself out. But at the end of the day, we're going for freedom and impact. That's my client. That's who I work with every single day. So there's something called tacit knowledge. Have you heard of that? We know more than we can tell is basically what it is. It's the understanding that kind of lives in your hands and your gut, not a textbook. It's like a surgeon. A surgeon can study for how many years? 12 years maybe? But they learn more from being in the game. There's more being in the operating room. A jazz musician, they can improvise from a place that you look at. How'd they come up with that? That's crazy. A coach reads the room like I do. I read the room in ways that maybe you can't see what I'm seeing. I read between the lines. I don't need a checklist to tell me what's going on. I can just walk in. Usually I can just feel it before I get in the room. But if you get on a call with me, I'll read you before you ever say a word. Well, maybe you have to say a couple words. What that means for you is everything you've lived, every job, every little pivot you've taken, every failure along the way, and it's hard sometimes, I get it. You found your way through it, didn't you? Hard won, the C word, clarity. It's a body of knowledge nobody else has except you. And it really matters right now. And this is really on my mind lately because I am a guy that adapts. I'm a guy that iterates. I'm a guy that has always found a way to keep learning and keep growing and keep my business growing too. And, it's not a money thing at this point anymore. It's because I know I think it's my gift. I think there are people in this world that I communicate with in a certain way, and I really have an impact. And I think I get more of an impact the more I do it. I don't want to stop now. So if you don't want to stop, you have to iterate with the times and make sure you stay relevant. And so I keep doing it. And right now, AI is the thing. And it is coming fast. I am so deeply into AI right now. I'm teaching my clients how to do it. I've shaved 2 days off my work week using AI now. And you can't tell, can you? It can edit right now. It can produce. It can distribute. It can optimize all that stuff. It will do all of that faster and cheaper than any one person can. That part is real. It is coming. If you're one of those people sitting around saying, nobody can write as good as I am. Nobody can do me. Wrong. AI's smarter than you. Yeah, trust me. It can do you. But it can't do you without your help. You could beat it. What it cannot do is replace what you've lived. It can kind of approximate kind of the surface of you, right? But it can't generate it. It can't. The 260 scripts I wrote existed because I'd spent many years. I was in gyms. I was in classes. I was working with real people. I heard real excuses. I watched real change. I saw it all. They were saturated in me. That was tacit knowledge. You can't fake that. You can only learn that. Your version is already there. The only question is, what will you do with it? And I think some of the lines I came up with, life begins when you move. Stand up, take a step, repeat. I work out so I can go out. You can't hire someone else to do your push-ups. You don't get ready to get ready. Lose the drama. Get on with it. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do I want to feel? Between a 5 and a 7. That's perfect. Turn your TV time into body tune-up time because life has no reruns. An object in motion tends to stay in motion, and it works the other way around too. Boom! None of that stuff was in my mouth when I started writing these things. Everything I just read you, extracted from those 260 episodes, and I tossed it into AI and I said, go find the top 10. And that's what it did in about 10 seconds. It's awesome. So what's a practical application to this? Well, stop waiting for a platform to be ready. The platform is always going to be in flux. It's always going to change. When you get in, something's going to change. Just going to happen. Pick a thing, the thing that someone else needs to hear you talk about because you're good at it, because you lived it. Write it down, not for publishing, for you. Do it again tomorrow. Let it build. If that happens, if you stay with it, the file is going to build up a little bit. It's going to start talking back to you. Hey, there's stuff to talk about here. Ideas connect. You put it together, your voice emerges, suddenly you got something. And one day you sit down and you start writing a bunch of scripts. That's a sign that you've been at it for a while. You've been ready for a while. It really is. And one more thing. The sign that you've been really ready to go and you want to hold on to. The container will keep changing. Radio is where I started. Podcasting is I said, okay, that'll work. And I was 20 years ahead of my podcast or my radio friends. Short form video is now the way to do it. That's the place it is right now. It's the same thing I did 20 years ago, but now it's reels and shorts and TikToks. I can take the same scripts I did 20 years ago and do them on TikTok right now. Probably should hire a Zoomie to do that for me. I'm a little old for that these days. Don't confuse the medium with the message. The body of work, the only thing that you could make and nobody else can. So don't get ready to get ready. Just the work is in the preparation. Just go after it. So full disclosure, not all of those 260 of the original scripts are good at all. They actually, some are really solid. Some built the business. Some became signature lines of mine. They were fine. A handful, I'll be honest. I was evidently busy that day, maybe hungover. I don't know what it was. They just weren't that good. But they all had one thing in common. They were mine, and they were there, and they were real. They were in the world. And the one thing, the ones that weren't quite right, okay, that was just learning. It's a price you pay, I guess, to learn. You can't skip that to get to the good ones. The good ones will show up when they show up. And I'll tell you this, a lot of what I have come up with over the years, based on that 260 and then getting into the Daily Boost podcast and doing everything I've done, has come from you because you give me feedback. I resonate with you in certain ways. And then you write me a letter and I see you resonated with that. I go, oh, that's cool. I'll do more of that. In some cases, some of the stuff I talk about these days were word for word things that you gave me. But I did say life begins when you move. I did say that first. And I meant it about fitness. And about 2 seconds later, I said, man, no, that's everything. But moving right now, in this particular stretch of time we're in, means something specific. It means building your private body of work, who you are. Building a private brand, who you are. Your IP, if you will, intellectual property that you can use in a time when everything is changing. The only thing you're going to have that makes you different from a computer is you're not a computer. That means showing up with a blank page, sitting down, writing at it, and going after it whatever way you can. You're ready right now. And by the way, I do want to say this. I'm not a fearmonger with AI. I'm not at all. Actually, I love it. I really am into it. And what it's doing, I see it as freedom at agency. I really do. I don't mind that you use it to write. I don't mind you use it to brainstorm. I don't mind you use it to build a whole business. I have about 80% of my business workflow running on AI right now. It makes my life so much easier and frankly better. It's more accurate. I can spend time on creativity and working with people. But the time is coming. The opportunities are incredible. Democratization of everything is arriving. And yes, it's arriving because of a computer. So I'm a big fan. And I wanted to share it with you because I want to shake you just a little bit because what I'm finding in my coaching these days is even my guys who are, as we're AI first workflows around here and our coaching, AI first coaching as well, teaching you how to use it to better yourself, to use the tools, right? They're like 1%. And they know what's going on, but they're 1%. And you need to be beyond the 1%. I need to get you to the 10 or 15% at least because it's coming, kids. You can't stop it. And there's no reason to. I think it's really going to bring great life changes for all of us. You're going to see a lifestyle emerge. It's probably going to be a little rough along the way. I would think there's going to be some real upsetting times. But if you're prepared now, it's not going to happen to you. So get ready for me to kind of lead into this thing a little bit more as time goes on and drag you along with me, okay?